Hi, and welcome to this tutorial on getting started with WorkflowTitan. My name is Kayla, and I'll be your software guide for today. Starting off at your home dashboard, this is where all of your tasks will live. We're in calendar view right now, so we can see each task for each day on the calendar here. I can also filter by month, so if I select June and then I click refresh calendar, I can see all of the tasks for June. I can also look at my tasks in list view. So I'm coming to list view here and I can scroll through all of my tasks. I can also close a task by selecting it, and I have the option to close or cancel a task. I'll click close here, just confirm. And now I can take a look at my closed work. So I can see all of the tasks that are closed. I just have this one now. Coming back to the calendar view here, we can take a look at our dashboard records or our latest team email information. I do have a video dedicated to team email where I go over this in more detail, but here's a glance of what that looks like. Now I can come down to my filters here. This helps me sort by which task I'm looking for, so I can filter by deadline. I can filter by task types, so we have several different task types in the system. I can also filter by teams, which team this task was assigned to, and now I can click refresh list view, and this is the task that shows up for all of those filters. From our task dashboard, we can add a new task, filter by our task options, and view our to-dos and time tracking. But for right now, we'll go to settings, and we can configure a lot of settings from this dashboard here. Our members, our access permissions, our organization settings, our facilities, our time zone, and we can also manage our subscription. First, we're going to set our time zone here. So we just select manage my time zone, and then we have a lot of options here from this drop-down menu. You can just find your time zone and select it. I've selected Pacific time, and I'll save changes. This is where you'll manage your subscription. It's powered by Stripe here, so it'll bring you to this page here, and then we can manage our subscription from there. Now we can come into facilities and we can add a new facility record as needed. We do have this default facility already in the system. We can also configure our organization settings. This is where we can update our information, our labels, and default email text. So this is the default text that will go on your emails when you send them out directly from the system. We can edit this here. We can also upload a logo here. These are the file types that are supported. We can also set our access permissions from this settings here. So we have a couple access permissions already in the system, but I'll go ahead and add a new record. So we'll just give our permission a name. We'll give our access permission a description, and we'll give it a category for easy filtering. We just click add new record. And now I can assign a member to this access tag, which I'll show you how to do right now. So I can come to members here. I can find the team member whose access permissions I'd like to update. And I scroll down to access permissions, and I can select the tag that I've just made. Coming back into members, we can add a new member record here. We'll just need to select their role. We can provide their email here, confirm it, their first name, their last name, optional cell phone number, the supervisor's email, any notes. This is again where we can select our access permissions, our teams, and we can select a department here as well. So once you add a member to your account, your subscription plan is automatically updated. Now that we've configured all of our settings, we can come to Associates, and we can add a new client, vendor, employee, or company record. Within WorkflowTitan, tasks are always connected to a project, and a project is always connected to a client, a vendor, an employee record, or our company record. That's why one of the first things you'll want to do when you enter the system is to add a new record and add a project for that record. For example, we have a client down here. We can edit the client information, the primary contact, the primary email, an optional phone number, and the company name. We can also select our access permissions. We can also add any optional address info. Coming back to our Associates tab here, we can go to Projects, So these are all of our default projects that have been created for our records. We can always add a new project record as needed. So we can add it for any client, vendor, or employee. We can add a project name, a grouping or filtering category. And again, we can select our access tags here. Coming back again to our projects, we can click Project Portal, and we can go to the Project Portal for any of our projects. From the Project Portal, we can upload files, tasks, we can add portal messages for this project, links for this project, work instructions, our to-dos with time tracking. We can view the notes for this project, and we can view our bills of material if applicable. Coming back one more time here, we can go to sites. As you can see, we don't have any records yet, but we can add a new site record. This makes it really easy to stay organized if any of our clients have multiple sites that we have to work on. We can add our address, our city name, site phone number, and again, we can select our access tags. So we're ready to move on once we have an associate record and a default project for that associate. We'll come to task types here. And as you can see, we've got a lot of task types preloaded into the system. So task types help us keep track of all of our different types of tasks that we want to assign within WorkflowTitan. So these are just some of the ones that are preloaded into the system. We can also add any new record of our choice. So these are all of our options here. Core task record covers a lot of ground, but we can add any new task type within these at the top here. Now coming into our teams, this is where we can add a new teams record, or we can use any of the teams preloaded into the system. This is also where we'll access our team email, and we can also set recurring team tasks. Now coming back to our home dashboard here, we can go ahead and add a new task. So we'll give this task a title. We can choose our task type here. Again, this makes it really easy for filtering and finding all of our tasks. We have some more options here, so we can add a PO number or other reference number, a secondary field for another reference number, and we can add an extended description for the task. We can also add a new task type, associate, or project on the fly if we forgot to add one already. We'll select which team will handle this. We'll select which client, vendor, or employee this is for, and we'll also select the project. So this is the only project that we have for that client. We can select our deadline dates. So that is the next action date there, and then this is our due date on the right here. From here, we can assign the task to a team member. If we don't want to assign it generally just to the team, we can choose to email the team about this task. And we can also make this a recurring task. It can recur daily, weekly, monthly, or annually. So we'll go ahead and create the task. This is our task here. If we don't want to make changes, we can just click cancel. Now we can come back into that task from the calendar here. And once we click edit, we've got some options with what we can do with this task. So for this task, we do have the option to upload files, add work instructions. We can add links for this task. We can add to-do list with time tracking for this task. We can add notes for this task. And we can also add financial information. I'm going to come into this to-do list with time tracking to show you how this feature works. So we can track hours, revenue, costs, and income. We can add a new record here. We can show the time. We can show the revenue. And we can also show the cost. And that is how you get started with WorkflowTitan. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and if you have any questions at all after this video, please feel free to visit our support page or contact our team directly by phone or email.